Hi, good afternoon, or good evening, I should say. Welcome to Allison Fine Arts, to those here in the room, as well as to everybody online. I'm Daphne King. I think most of you know me. I'm the director of the gallery, and I'm very excited this evening or afternoon to present Seeing Without Eyes, a conversation between the artist Yang Jie-Tang, who came all the way from Paris, as well as Anthony Young. Before we get started, let me briefly introduce the two speakers. So Yang Jie-Tang, the artist first. Yang Jie-Tang was born in 1956 in Guangdong. In 1978, he attended the Guangzhou Academy of Fine Arts, and upon graduating in 1982, he stayed at the academy as a teacher. He first gained international recognition in 1989 when he was chosen to participate in the landmark exhibition Magiciens de la Terre at the Centre Pompidou in Paris. At the event, he created his large-scale 100 Layers of Ink series, and some of these paintings here that you see are part of that same series. Since then, Yang has lived and worked in France and in Germany. His artistic style, materials, and inspirations are diverse, encompassing various art mediums such as painting, calligraphy, ceramics, installations, performance art, and video. As part of the French May, Alice King, the gallery founder, guest curated his first solo show at the Museum and Art Gallery at the University of Hong Kong in 2001. And again in 2015, as part of the French May, Allison Fine Arts held an exhibition at the Hong Kong Central Library for the artist, documenting his artistic career. In 2017, we also had another solo show here at this particular space. So this exhibition actually marks the 5th solo show that we have organized for him. His paintings have been included in major museum shows around the world. He has also participated in numerous biennials and triennials, both in Europe and Asia, including the Venice Biennale, the Lyon Biennale, Guangzhou Biennale, the Shanghai Biennale, as well as the Guangzhou Triennial and the Shenzhen Ink Biennial. Currently, his monumental work from the Tale of the 11th Day series is on show at M+ as part of an exhibition, Santre, Echoes and Signals. In recent years, his paintings were also showcased in numerous major museums across the globe, such as at the White Rabbit Gallery in Sydney, Australia in 2023 and 2024. And also at the Strnucci Museum in Paris in 2002 and 2003, as well as an exhibition called Ink Dreams that was at the LACMA in LA in 2021, and also at Ink City in Daegu here in Hong Kong in 2021. And also in the very important exhibition Ink Art Past and Present in Contemporary China at the Metropolitan Museum of Art in New York in 2013 to 2014. So as you can see, Yang Jie-Tang has had a very illustrious career, and many of his works are also in major museums around the world. So with that, I first also need to mention Anthony Young. He's been a senior researcher at Asian Art Archives for over 10 years. He was actually also our guest speaker in 2015 when we held Jie-Tang's solo show at the Central Library. So we're very grateful to have him back again in conversation with Yang Jie-Tang. And with that, I'd like to welcome the two guests to start their conversation. Thank you.
咁我哋傾偈就講廣東話啦，我就講下呢啲講下嗰啲啦。OK。咁開始我哋講下呢一個展覽先啦。咁第一個問題就從淺入深啦，問下你今次展覽呢兩個系列啦，千層木啦，同埋11日談，咁可唔可以俾大家一個簡單嘅介紹關於呢兩套畫？
其實好難嘅呢個，我一直都係攞毛筆嘅，呢兩個系列都係毛筆嘅。等下講啦，係第三個系列又係毛筆，所以對我嚟講，毛筆係貫穿我成個生活嘅創作，就好嘅線嘅專業。而且我學畫嘅時候係從宋徽宗南湖宋徽宗嘅宋畫入手，所以今批畫睇出嚟係嗰啲宋徽宗嘅宋字嗰種即係3分9頁嗰種嘅藝術形式嚟做。 其實我個專長話題又係三份九件一齊嘅，所以喺呢個點上呢個係一致嘅，一個係官筆，一個係水墨，都係三份九件嘅最簡單嘅技術。
可唔可以同大家解釋下咩叫三份九驗？
三份九驗就係一個顏色，佢唔係用喺個油畫咁樣喺個板度跳出嚟畫上去，佢係通過一層一層咁去表現。比如話一個紫色，佢先用藍色或者紅色，再一層一層罩咗好多之後，再加層膠，再繼續畫。咁畫出嚟感覺係好通透，呢個薄中見厚。呢個係呢個技術咧，就最後俾出嚟嗰個顏色係好有文化，即係好有文氣。同你油畫嗰個跳出嗰個紫色咁搭上去係唔一樣。我比較野蠻啲嘅，所以呢個展覽就係點樣貫穿咗呢種最基本嘅一種傳統技法。
So, I think it's very remarkable that he emphasized that he actually using technique that are very traditional, but on the work that we see, the end product that we see, convey a very contemporary feeling to us. 咁不如同我哋講下呢個唔同嘅，因為千層墨，我覺得你係從80年代末嘅時候開始用呢個方法，特別係去參加大地魔術師嗰時。其實係咪去到大地魔術師？因為聽過你講呢個故事咧，係喺現場去做嗰個作品啦。咁同嗰個第一次將水墨畫擺喺一個空間入邊去使用，同創造空間呢樣嘢咧，係咪有一個好直接嘅關係？
應該係，因為我去到歐洲嘅時候，我啲作品帶去嘅作品扣晒喺深圳，但係最落去嘅時候除咗毛筆一個冇，所以全部都重新嚟。當同佢做俾我一個好好嘅條件去創作嘅時候，佢嗰個材料係好難做嘅，所以我用咗好大量嘅墨，因為我有人生第一次用咁多墨，所以我就開始嘗試下點樣用晒啲墨，因為佢40幾日冇乜嘢做，咁你仲要畫畫，點辦？我又唔知點畫。畫咗無限樣層次之後，嗰啲黑色俾我感覺就係變咗係一種反光，同埋黑嘅時候我就好激動，即係畫咗個黑色反面出嚟，而且嗰個時間好特別，即係89年嘅2月份嘅時候，即係國內好緊張，我哋又好緊張，即係成個世界有種好動盪嘅時候，我每日嗰種記憶好深刻。所以當我掛起嚟嘅時候，對我嚟講已經唔係一個平面嘅2維嘅一個繪畫，係一個3維嘅空間。我每日嘅記憶生活都喺嗰度，所以我掛佢嗰時候好特別，唔係平面靠牆掛嘅，係離開牆30公分咁樣懸空掛出嚟，而且好巨大嘅尺寸，所以俾人感覺係一個 room，即係一個空間。要問好好，所以就創造咗一個所謂嘅水墨空間出嚟。從呢件事應該睇下，對我嚟講係一個提升，因為有50個世界大師，哇！我哋可以基本上都唔知道佢係邊個時候可以自由發揮，嗰時候提升咗一種自信。嗰時候儘管好後生，33歲，所以我覺得而家啲藝術家唔夠冇咁樣嘅膽量，好可惜。呢個對我嚟講以後產生咗一種強烈嘅一種自信力，所以我先能夠有能夠畫得出嚟。所以我又畫呢啲毛筆嗰個時候就無所顧忌，你都知道㗎，乜都試下，題材又唔怕，手法又唔怕，點嚟都得，所以就係嗰時候俾咗一種。
但係我覺得本來你都亂嚟㗎咯喎，係嘛？
冇咁亂嚟。
冇咁亂嚟係嘛 ？OK。So he dares to do whatever he wants to do from then on, but I don't believe in him. I think he was born like that, not really about the experience. 但係我又問下你呢個手筆遊談呢個系列啦，手筆遊談呢個系列咧，我記得咧第一次展咧，第一次發表嗰陣時咧，咁應該係北京嘅喎，係嘛？咁我係第一次睇嘅，同阿 Laris 係咪一齊？
我唔係第一次，應該喺威尼斯喺 Kilo 嗰個展覽。喺 Kilo 嗰度
，OK。咁可唔可以同我哋講下呢個起源咧？呢個系列起源。
Very difficult 啦，呢個係08年嗰個金融海嘯嘅時候，我啲所謂嘅錢變晒，即係好唔識嗰啲，俾人打劫晒，咁我就憤怒啦嚇，憤怒。但係你自己攞嚟衰啫嚇， 即係你有戲唔知喺邊度發，咁就試下放喺張畫度先。但係你畫憤怒唔知點畫，我覺得用到反面，我成日用反面嚟到做嘢，試下畫愛情故事得唔得？結果10日談有一個好嘅諗法。但係問題係咧，我係受緊嚴格訓練嘅藝術家，所以我畫親嗰啲咁嘅所謂嘅愛情故事都係好準，就成個 ALT 咁樣，咁就停咗落嚟。結果我太太就話過咗一段時間話你一直要畫，呢個內容好好，咁我真係畫唔到落去，咁就試下幫我畫。佢畫咗啲動物，我覺得好得過文人畫喎，即係佢唔係好似，但係咧就係一種知道係乜嘢回事。然後我就開始啲臨摹，因為我臨摹我好犀利㗎，我一直細個都係臨摹，都臨摹完之後就變成咁樣。所以你而家睇到佢唔係好準嘅，一唔準咧佢就好識事啦，唔係 ALT， 係咁樣轉過嚟，轉咗成年幾。
OK。咁其實我哋一路都想問你嘅，咁我諗我以前都問過你，其實最有趣嘅地方上一談咧，就係有時候覺得啲動物之間咧，或者動物與人啦，或者乜嘢都好啦，有時就覺得佢哋喺度打交嘅，一隻擒一隻咁，有時又覺得佢哋 make love 咁樣咯。咁我諗你已經講咗點解會發生啲咁嘅事。
好有經驗啦嚇，係咁嘅。
So I think from my perspective, that the interesting thing about this is that the interactions between the animals or the people in painting, sometimes you feel that perhaps they are hunting each other, sometimes they're trying to fight each other, sometimes you think that they are hugging each other, making love or kissing or whatever. So I think this in-betweenness has just been explained by Jie Chang, because originally he wanted to portray anger, but instead of portraying anger in a straightforward way, he chose to do it in the opposite way, portray love, so that the two things can come together to a more ambiguous condition, which is as represented by the interaction in these paintings. 多謝。咁呢個係一個好難得嘅機會啦。咁我哋而家現身說法睇到十一日談同埋千尋物呢紮畫咧，其實咧就係、過去我諗有30年啦，30幾年啦，30幾年嘅作品嚟嘅。咁我知道你就準備介紹進入緊一個新嘅系列啦。咁就未展出嘅，但係我哋今日有一個好難得嘅機會聽你講下。咁請你同我哋介紹下好唔好？
好啊。前面講過我一直講湖筆，所以呢個就係用湖筆。呢個湖筆更加似書寫性，即係好似書法下嗰度，即係睇落去好似好簡單，但其實係好難做嘅，做得好嘅。所以我點解講話用眼睇得見嘅嘢？所以我畫嘅全部都係我自己 meditation 嘅時候見到嘅一啲圖像。
He wants to go back to the most fundamental function or the fundamental action involved with the brush, which is writing. So he wants to use the gesture of writing, the action of writing, to create the series. And the series is about things that he sees when he meditates.
好，試下。咁我哋睇下啲畫先。呢個好早期喺我80年代中嘅時候開始有咁嘅印象，開始試一啲即係冇乜型嘅嘢。呢個我係畫音樂嗰時。
This is 幾多年啊？記唔記得
？84、85到80，我喺涌水搬落嚟嘅時候，85年開始一啲有啲接近最後千層畫嗰種咁嘅，全部都係嗰啲。表現畫嘅嗰啲表現畫嗰啲藍太水啊，嗰啲縮墨啊，全部都係。
Yeah. So this one was made with the leftover of the ink. This. I think this is a very important concept. I didn't think about it. I think I did not think about from the perspective of material. I did not think about from the perspective of not wasting materials, and that is actually a very big part of the creative process of a lot of artists actually, in terms of paint, in terms of paper, in terms of ink. What you have face to face to the materials and you use them, but they are always left over. What do you do with the leftover? Seems to be not so romantic, but actually this is a very real condition for an artist to work in their studio.
因為我從細就跟師傅嘅時候就好講究嗰種材料嗰種美感，而紙嘅美係就紙嘅心理感、墨嘅心理感，全部同你解釋得頭頭是道。所以我哋一般就唔會掉咗任何一張紙同埋放油嗰啲墨，所以我全部都存起嚟。所以對我嚟講，畫張畫我會再畫，用完啲墨會再用，所以就有咁樣嘅產生咗咁樣嘅，即係你以前未見過嗰種嘅特色效果。我都前後畫，由於工筆畫係前後畫，後邊就反過來。最大嘅好處係你冇可能重複嘅呢種工作。有個機會嚟啦，又係馬爾丹，佢哋攞呢個馬爾丹叫我有一次做佢策劃一個好重要嘅一個喺大皇宮嘅展覽，係選全世界100件喺美術史上有影響嘅代表作品，其中佢選咗一件係日本嘅國寶，星界畫嘅一個作品，結果日本唔借，佢就要求我臨一張。哇！有啲咁嘅事，臨咗成半年臨唔出嚟，咁簡單真係臨唔到。最後因為佢又講緊咁長傳，原來好細嘅，A4 紙咁細，我個鬼咁大。
呢張係你立嘅？唔係，呢個俾人立得到嘅，呢個係真嘅作品。叫星界啊！嗰個展係幾時啊？搞得早啊！90年代。咁跟住咧，跟住點咧？咁 OK， 真係。結果剪咗呢張。剪咗。所以我覺得又係好理解藝術家。係。So this is the end result. After half a year. After trying for half a year. This is the invitation.
It's better.
係啊。
大家都畫 better。好，下一張。
呢個就係畫因為我練功嘅時候，練氣功嘅時候，佢講究兩邊嘅極即係兩邊嘅極嘅嗰種運動嘅時候產生一種電磁，所以你就行成個身體。呢個就係我嘅最基本動作。
This is a representation of that.
佢講陰陽嘅。
Like yin yang, you're going back and forth between yin and yang.
呢個就係叫做有個典故喺唐朝叫以刀畫地，即係畫刀呢個地球係同法律有關係嘅。但我好中意佢呢個概念啊，因為我哋以前學書法嘅時候講個金石理，我覺得以刀畫地係好符合我嗰種審美，我哋老師嗰種審美，所以我就試下將佢變成一個圖像。再加上我哋細個學書法嘅時候，老師就要求我哋係紅碑嘅時候，全部都係講金石，所以呢種感覺就放翻出嚟。呢種係我嘅一種好內在嘅一種審美嚟嘅，係我自己一種好基本嘅審美，即係金石嚟，就唔似文人書帖嗰種做法。所以喺我啲繪畫上都能夠見到呢種好厚重嘅嗰種所謂嘅金石趣味。又係一種氣流，一種生命嘅氣流，點樣入點樣出，然後通過呢個氣流，我產生咗下一個作品嚟，再下一個，不許動作，唔俾喐。然後我係對一種所謂嘅點講啊，即係戰爭圖像嘅一種反叛或者係固定嗰方面，就係用翻正話前面嗰個，當你練氣功氣流睇到佢點樣出嘅時候，固定一件事嘅時候，咁樣去做出，呢個又係有一種力量喺度。
呢張係咪新嘅？
呢張都唔係新，
都唔係新，
呢張唔算。
因為杜多姆我記得有另外一張杜多姆。係
呢個都有成10年8年。
係。
但前面嗰個即係話意思係咁樣變過嚟。
There's a series that or not really a serious work. There's a kind of work that Zhejiang made I like very much, calligraphy work, but he would write sentences or words that are unlikely to be written in calligraphy art, like "do not move." You write "do not move" as a calligraphy piece, and this one is also "do not move." Of course, it's an instruction, usually from the authority, that do not move, which is usually convey a kind of violence in the instruction. But then it responds to the experience that Zhejiang just talked about in Qigong. You actually do not move or do not move a lot, but actually the movement within the body is very dynamic, very vigorous.
唔記得講呢個系列全部都係一筆畫嚟，即係填咗一筆墨，用到盡就結束啦，即係冇可能再繼續填墨嘅。所以佢好講究點樣呼後復龍咁樣，即係書法上好多句喺入邊，即係唔係話淨係最後乾爭爭就行咗出去。
個背景係咩啊？
背景係一個美國用嗰 B-52去轟炸越南戰場一個圖像。我先將佢畫咗兩個圖，因為我好中意畫畫係一層一層疊嘅，我用咗一個咁嘅圖像去試。哇！呢個好大件事係唔知點講好。
係一張地圖嚟嘅。
呢個我有一個朋友叫梁燕婷，佢90年代初住喺我巴黎嘅時候，同我解釋佢喺89年點樣喺長安街點樣逃生嘅一個過程。佢6月3號喺嗰度點樣黎明點樣入出嚟，成個喺一個餐巾紙嗰度畫完之後，我都睇完之後我眼都會出嚟，所以我就覺得可以咁樣去試一試做一個電影。其實呢個係個電影背景嚟嘅，即係個電影機喺上面拍我點樣去重新解釋我個朋友點樣行出嚟嗰成個過程。呢個係喺公共校展，呢個題目叫做生命線。我覺得應該記一下呢個咁嘅事件。但係點樣通過所謂嘅運用毛筆嘅氣流去點樣去做，咁就真係無法言表達。比較幸運咧就係 Beta 的水會有跑步關於水墨電影嘅時候，我就利用咗佢嗰個相機去拍相，就重新去講述一次嗰個過程。其實呢個係一部電影嚟。
但係你畫嘅時間係佢拍嘅時候。
佢拍嘅時候。
佢拍嘅時候畫。哦，係先。呢啲新嘅啦，終於。
呢個係一個穿越時空嘅感覺。當你見到咁嘅圖像咧，就合埋眼，你好 happy 你可以穿越好多空間咁，即係都唔知道自己係喺邊度，係好自由嘅一種穿越。呢個我好中意嘅題目叫做零丁洋，即係你香港呢度出口。零丁洋對我係一個對香港好特別嗰種感情，即係文天祥有嗰個叫做過零丁洋詩歌就會寫。知唔知道文天祥？
我知。
過零丁洋就係佢講述嘅呢個過程，所以我對我嚟講呢個係一個對香港好特別嘅一個感覺，係對珠三角好特別嗰種感覺。所以我就。
但係點解過零丁洋呢個感覺係用呢個方式去表達？個底嗰陣係個類似個地圖嚟㗎，
個底就係零丁洋。
個底係零中
個圖咗之後，我就畫咗個好自由嘅搬所謂嘅窗口穿越。
If I can supplement, yeah, because he also mentioned Wen Tianxiang, which is a late Southern Song politician and poet, which became a political prisoner, and then this is the ocean that he was transported on as a prisoner, and it's also the title of his most famous poem in the Chinese language that inspired generations about sort of keeping your dignity even as a prisoner of war. So that's also a strong preference for this place.
这个伶仃洋应该怎么说？英文叫什么？
The Lingding Ocean?
伶仃 ocean.
Yeah, so Crossing Lingding Ocean is the name of the poem. If you
新
search
府中
on
共起一經。
Yeah.
你點翻譯？
Well, I mean, I actually prepared this for the translation. So the most famous two sentences from that poem, it basically translates to, humans since antiquity have all found death. Leave our red hearts to shine in the writ of history. So that's kind of the two sentences that's come to be actually recited by probably all the Chinese students, in our education system.
全中國嘅文人都好中意呢種嘅精神，因為自己作為一個文人，我覺得應該畫畫。太過沉重啦！講睇 PT 睇詩人轉一轉，搞到咁歷史本嚟好輕鬆嘅，我畫嘅時候冇諗
過咁沉重，
畫完之後先諗起啊咁樣。
呢個係咪生活苦悶嗰度？
就係
我跟佢跳嗰個其實。
OK， 我覺得好中意。我黑埋眼上邊個光線係咁樣花咁樣彈出嚟嘅時候，你覺得自己即係點講咧？係一種好似都唔喺人間咁感覺，有種愉悅。咁樣去見到個世界有種愉悅。
但係喺你以前嘅畫入邊，而家強調咗一點就係話，not see with my eyes 啦，即係你用對眼嚟睇啦，係。咁以前嘅話咧，take this opportunity to introduce this collection of catalog I just found in that room. These are projects that Alison Fine has curated for Jie Chang throughout the years. This is 2005. No, this is 2000. This is 2000. This one is 2015. This one is the earliest.
Yeah, 2001.
2001, and curated by Alex King herself, and happened in the museum in the University of Hong Kong.
And Tina Pang, who worked on it, is here.
Tina was working there. Do you believe it?
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's great to talk.
And this wonderful essay by Tina Koboyang called Yang Jiechang, Painting Beyond the Visual. So I think there's a long history in the commentaries about your work, about how you surpass what you actually see in the reality and portray in different ways with ink. 即係其實好耐，從千尋日開始，啲評論家咧都係咁樣講，即係你個超越視覺嗰樣嘢。同埋你個來源係來源於你真實喺個眼睛睇到嗰樣嘢。
其實我好80年代就對氣功好有興趣，但係嗰時候就未有咁多體會啦，所以嗰時候畫畫嘅時候就唔係咁樣去思考，就好多都係製作過程咁樣，好辛苦咁去製作。到呢個階段你一放飛嘅時候咧，就基本上唔考慮製作，基本上1-2分鐘就搞掂，你就更加輕鬆，但係唔要練啊咁樣。呢種做法其實好容易嘅，即係你掌握咗一種形式之後，可以用個方法。所以我而家覺得咁就可以係一個可能係一個改變，或者可能係一個超越。所以點解我而家唔敢攞出嚟展就係仲係覺得可以再行一行嘅故事。儘管有幾張係參考嗰個大展，但係屬於咁但係作品仲要有一種展覽嘅可能性，係仲喺度。
但係呢幾張可能都係1-2年前做嘅喎。
好耐嘅，成日改。Finish。
嗰張呢張好啊。
咁你 last
呢張好。
點講你？
呢張咪啲鄭愛谷嗰啲能量。
係啊，打開晒個頭。
So I think we're almost close to 6 o'clock when we're supposed to then have, we're going to have official opening with the French Consul General who will be arriving momentarily. But before that, I would like to again thank them both for coming. And if you have any questions in the audience, I'd like to give people an opportunity to ask.
I have 2 questions. One is, a lot of artists went to the West and they would start to go from ink to maybe a Western medium. So you have stayed away from that. Is that intentional? And also, and my second question is, since you have quite a lot of artists also start with figurative and then go to abstraction, whereas I think for you, you started with the 1,000 layers of ink and then you do the very figurative works. Is there any, do you feel that that's a kind of going against what normally artists would do?
咁點解一定要用 ink？ 係咪一個堅持嚟嘅咧？定還是點咧？同埋咧點解你又好似同一般人唔係正常人？一般人嗰個走向有啲唔同啦。從抽象呢開始嘅抽象，越嚟越似乎係比較具象。
其實我從3歲到而家，佢哋都係個基因嚟嘅，嗰啲冇辦法啦。你叫我攞個油畫，我唔中意嗰種味道，已經係冇辦法改。同埋
中意嗰種味啦。
中意嗰種味，全部嘅臭都好中意。另外嗰個其實全部都唔係抽象，即係話我冇呢個抽象嘅訓練，從細都係具象訓練，所以千層墨其實就具象係我係寫書法嘅，比如嗰啲豉油素其實就係嗰啲碑嚟嘅，將佢一層一層咁樣疊嘅。我畫千層墨，我係寫書法嘅，一層一層咁樣疊嘅。因為我從來都係學碑，我未諗到。
I think it's beyond this dichotomy of abstraction and figurative. You know, in Chinese painting, in ink, in calligraphy, it doesn't exist. It simply doesn't exist. 因為即係書法其實係冇具象抽象呢種講法嘅嘛，係嘛？
書法係具象，
係啦，
文字係具象。再加上可能好多人唔理解書法係有兩個好大嘅派系，一個係貼，一個係碑。我係一直都係做碑嘅，碑其實就係一個好實際嘅、好厚重嘅一個好大嘅石頭、好大個銅嘅放喺嗰度嘅嗰個書法，嗰個同碑要同外形嘅結合嘅，唔係淨係寫入邊嗰啲字體。
我諗碑同貼要請 Alan 幫手，Alan 你同大家解釋下碑同貼嘅點。
Basically, the distinction he's drawing is between tip and bay, which is model book calligraphy, and the steely calligraphy, so the brush calligraphy versus the carved calligraphy. So he aligns himself with the tradition of the carved calligraphy, which is much more about steely, concrete objects such as bronzes and seals and large stone sealing and so on.
係咪咁解釋啊？
我諗係啦，我就信 Alan。
書法就係一個威統嘅嘢，唔係咁籠統嘅呢兩個。
冇錯。
The artist and Anthony are here, and Alan from M+, who's also very experienced, and Tina as well. So you guys can roam around, look at the paintings, and feel free to ask more questions. And thank you again for coming. I hope you'll stay for the reception. Thank you.